Hello Pisces, my name is Tiffany from Tiffany's Tarology and it's so good to be here with all of you today. I will be using the Seasons of the Witch Letha Oracle today as we're kind of moving towards the summer months. I'm excited. I haven't used this deck before. I did channel a few pre-shuffle messages for you, and I also saw two little birds out my window that we'll talk about. So first thing is first, many of you on here that are going to resonate with this reading today could be jumping into your calling. What I saw was the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Empress. I was like, wow, this is beautiful energy. So you may be really getting into this receiving energy where you're ready to receive for your talents, for your work, for your spirituality, and really dropping into that Empress energy. What I also saw was, it's kind of a sad story, but there's two birds, mother and father, because I saw the red plume on the male and the brown on the female. They hopped in to check on their nest that they had to leave because they didn't put it in such a great space. It became unsafe for them where it was. And they hopped in to just check on the eggs I saw just now. And they kind of knew nothing was there, but they just, did a little surveillance. So you could be revisiting something from the past, family from the past, children could be significant, mother-father energy could be significant at this time. Reminiscing maybe on connections that did not fully come through for you. And maybe looking back over what once was, or, revisiting something that has failed. So, they kind of just visited really quick, peeked into the nest, and kind of just flew away. But I feel like there's a little bit of reminiscing energy there. So that could be for you, Pisces. Maybe if you've been seeing birds lately too, that could definitely be for you. All right, let's dive in. Remember, Pisces, I do offer 1, 2, or 3 question pre-recorded readings. Please give me all the juice, paragraphs, sentences on what's going on in your life along with your questions, just to help me with the accuracy. Those of you that have been doing that has been significantly helping me channel in your energy. I love to hear about the person's zodiac signs, your zodiac signs. You can tell me a little bit of backstory. You can tell me whatever you want, but just helpful hints. Always check the description box for timestamps as well if you want to skip through the video. I always try to list those out for you guys. All right, Pisces. Angels, ancestors of the highest white Christed light, as they protect me and the querent today, as we dive into this reading. What does Pisces need to know today? We're going to pull 2 cards, and they both came out. So we have wand making, and we have the green witch. Okay, so the wand making says, with a flick of focus, you will come to see a vision realized. This is definitely giving me like Queen of Wands energy. And the green witch says, no one decision is insignificant. The act of intentionality calls to you. So let's read the book. All right, so it says, keywords for this card for wand making are creation, directing, energy, and manifestation. It says a wand is a ritualistic tool used to direct energy and to also summon energy, angels, and deities. It's a way to connect with your desired outcome, opening a channel of manifestation from the spirit realm to you on earth. This is a card of vision and focus on your desires. When it appears, you may be looking ahead to your future, beginning to craft a clear understanding of what you want your life to look like in the coming days, months, or even years. Receiving this card is your encouragement to hold the vision and direct all of your energy towards these goals. But keep your mind and eyes open. As you focus your intention on manifesting your dreams, you'll find that the right opportunities and people will connect with your energy, offering exactly what you need to get ahead. The last meaning of this card is that you are creating a stable position for yourself. The foundations are being laid for what will likely be a great success. Your confidence is growing and with it, your momentum. Keep up the good work with your dreams front and center. That's beautiful, Pisces. So I definitely felt that energy. High Priestess, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, the Empress energy. You're creating something and it's going to make like waves or ripple effects in your life for years to come because you are putting in the work now. You are choosing to go down this path of your calling and you are manifesting your new world. And so if some of you are not necessarily diving into like a business or something, you're literally just beginning to use your magic to create the life that you want to live. Okay? Working your magic in some type of way through prayer, through ritual, through witchcraft, through, if you want to call them spells, also through manifestation techniques, listening to the moon, all of that is definitely taking front and center and it's going to take you places. Let's read the Green Witch. All right, so it says the keywords for this card are consequences of your actions, mindfulness, and interconnectedness. A green witch is in tune with nature, sensing the connection between herself and all living things. She speaks to plants, animals, the skies, and rivers, hearing their guidance and sorrow, taking just enough for her needs, while bringing awareness to the ways humans have negatively impacted the planet. Knowing how she treats the earth is reflected in how she treats herself, and how she treats herself is likewise mirrored in the entire collective consciousness. Green Witch is here to remind you to be mindful of the consequences of your energy, the words you speak, the way you view yourself and others, as well as the actions you take, because they have an impact on all of humanity. If you're cruel to someone, that person may go on to harm themselves or others. If you hide your light from the world because of low self-worth or shame, then you rob others of the chance to love and appreciate the gifts you were sent here to share. What you say and do matters, even if you can't see the immediate cause and effect of your choices. And what you don't say and the ways you don't show up all have consequences. Interesting. So we had kind of a lighter and a heavier message here. And if I put those two messages together, there might be an energy here where you are extremely in tune with yourself and you're manifesting and creating for yourself, right? You know what to do, but you are actually being called to not just do for you, but to do for others as well. And that is where that Six of Pentacles comes in that I saw in the pre-shuffle, because the Six of Pentacles is about not only giving, but receiving. And in the same way that it's about receiving, it's about giving, right? So there's this duality here that as you manifest the life that you were meant to live by using your witchy ways, your witchy powers, your divine gifts, this is an opportunity for you to shine your light beyond the four walls of your home, of that room. This is an opportunity for you to kind of set the trail ablaze for other people to see what you have to offer, for you to begin to take your work to the distant shores, to an internet platform. This is an opportunity for you to also show the world the way forward, because we are living in such a tumultuous time where a lot of people are abusing the earth, abusing resources, abusing all kinds of structures that we've created in this 3D reality. So there's something special about what you're being given, almost like this platform, this mantle, this stage to stand on, because you're meant to be an example to others and to help them to create their lives and maybe to be a way shower of these arts that have been lost. And you are going to open up the door for a lot of other people. I wanted to say women, but this isn't just about women, but heavy emphasis on if you're a woman. But you're going to open up the door for other people to see that they can change their lives too. And for many years, for some of you, most of your life, you may have felt ashamed, or you may not have felt confident enough to share these gifts because they were shunned. And we definitely have been talking about this over the last couple of weeks about healing of the witch wound. So that's a theme for this collective that resonates with these messages. And now is not the time to not believe in yourself, because truly you have the gift, you have the know-how. You could still be in a phase where you're learning. We're always continually learning. Don't ever feel like you've learned everything, right? But you're making wands. Some of you may actually be going into business making wands with crystals attached. Others of you may be in more of the green witch area of life, where you're working with herbs and tinctures, and more so like with animals and the earth itself. But so many of you are incorporating all kinds of aspects into your earthly walk and into your practices that's going to impact the masses. And it's time to share that knowledge and that wisdom and become the teacher. Truly, that's what you're here to do. And I feel like some of you are like, become the teacher. I don't even feel like I'm done being the student. But it's time. It's time for you to share your gifts, but not just because this is about financial increase. This is about being the example to others and showing them a new way of life, opening the door for people to be able to manifest the lives that they want to live as well. Untapped potential. That's what many of the people that are going to come into contact with you will have. And you're going to also be meeting with mentors and guides yourself, who are going to help you to establish more of who you are. It's almost like this collective I'm working with is shifting from being the student to the teacher. But you still have some learning to do. Current situation for Pisces. Current situation for Pisces. Two of Pentacles. We talked about duality. It's time for you to find balance between working on your inner world and giving to the outer world. This is an opportunity for you to break free of any chains that have been holding you back from expressing yourself. And I also feel the energy here of doing multiple different things. You're not going to be just, the green witch, or just the kitchen witch, or, whatever the case is. You're going to be more than that. There's so many different types of specialties, gifts, healing modalities that you have. You don't have to just go in one direction. What's challenging, Pisces, with this? Yeah, you're multifaceted, multidimensional. You may start off in one particular area and then branch out to more. But Spirit is saying don't get caught up in thinking that you are just this single version of yourself. Like maybe you're not just a tarot reader. Maybe you're not just a Reiki healer. Maybe you're not just a doula. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Three of Pentacles. And we have the Magician. And when I was shuffling and it was taking a while, I said, Spirit, what is this about? Why is this taking so long? What's blocking them? And I heard, you're your own worst enemy. You're your own worst critic. There's nothing stopping you. It's time to stop playing small, right? So with the Ace of Cups in our challenge, the Three of Pentacles, and the Magician, the first thing that comes to mind is the major block came from your emotional support, emotional background. So if you put the cup with the Three of Pentacles together, this is like emotional support. You may feel at times that you cannot be this version of yourself who's helping the collective in this specific way. Really showing them about manifestation, about ritual work, about witchcraft, about doing what it takes to be this magician energy who's conjuring from the heavens and bringing it to the earth. You may feel that you don't have the support system behind you and the support to do that because of the chastising, especially from family and from the people you were closest with, maybe even the people you're close to right now. So the energy here is, I'm not in safe spaces, or I haven't been around the right people who can help me cultivate this confidence, either because they don't agree with my beliefs, they don't support my way of life, they don't get me. Maybe you have actually been forbidden from doing something as a child or even into your adult years. And maybe there's also this lack of belief in yourself because these people over time began to emotionally wear you down to where it was easier to just hide this light that you had. But you naturally have always had this gift, this light, this ability, and many people around you were meant and sent to shut this down. So the challenge is really to overcome these social circles, and Pluto in Pisces 11th house for the last 15 years before it just went into Aquarius really did a number on those relationships, because Pluto knocked a lot of relationships out of the park. And anyone who wasn't aligned with you, and anyone who wasn't necessarily supposed to follow you into this Pluto and Aquarius era, they were dealt a blow, whether you had a falling out with family or with friends or with social circles, businesses, whatever the case was. Some of you left jobs because, you're like, I feel the need to pursue life in a way that is more spiritually fulfilling. And this is draining my soul. So I see some of you now, with that Two of Pentacles, doing multiple things, maybe to make money, but also utilizing your gifts in multiple ways to support yourself. And you had to get away from unsupportive circles. They can't block you anymore, though, Pisces. You see your truth. What are the strengths at this time for Pisces? We have the Four of Wands. And so this is a beautiful energy of interconnectedness, being with people who can support you, and finding your tribe. So these two women are really dancing in tandem. They don't have on the same clothes. They aren't holding the wands the same way. There's an energy here of being able to finally be around soul family and around connections that celebrate you for who you are. So the strength is you've moved away from those negative people, from what was challenging you, and you moved towards more blessing in your life by being around more soul family, around more connections who understand you, who get you. So over the last couple of years, you may have started to notice wow, I didn't realize so-and-so was a tarot reader. I didn't realize so-and-so went on a spiritual retreat. I just was out and about and I ran into someone who also was wearing crystals, and you're going to start to really, I feel like, inadvertently find soul family by doing the things that you love. And that's going to help usher in this ability for you to make waves on the collective, because you're going to get that confidence that you've needed. That's beautiful. Area of focus. I'll tell you a little story after I pull this card about a spiritual retreat I went on. Area of focus for Pisces. The Hanged Man, or the Hanged One. This is an energy right now where it's just soak up all of this good juice that Spirit is trying to send your way. The opportunities that want to come your way as well. And allow yourself to find beauty in the bliss of receiving all the downloads, spending time in nature, loving on yourself, and taking it easy. Your gifts are not supposed to become a burden. There's often this rat race that we run, especially in America, but in most places where, you have a capitalist society, you have to make money to live. There's this energy here of, well, I got to go. I got to do. I don't have time to work, focus on other people. I need to manifest for myself. I need to conjure for myself. I need to work my magic to make money. And it's yes, you can utilize your gifts, but that Hanged One is saying, this is a time to be in that Empress energy and just receive and just hang out. Allow God to bless you. Allow God to send in the people who are going to help you to achieve your goals. I'm seeing the Two of Cups to the Ace of Pentacles, and that's showing an energy of the people that you need to come in and support you along the way. Financially, monetarily, just like sewing into you on a physical basis, supporting you. They're going to be there. If you need them, they're there. And many of them will actually be people that you find online. Seven of Cups is here. And they're going to see that light that you have, Pisces, as the star. You are a shining star at this time. Like, beautiful, beautiful energy to just be in this place where people are going to start to notice your light, especially by sharing your gifts with those that you love online. And so don't feel this rush. Don't feel this need to hurry things along. The Hanged One is about taking time to soak it all up and to take action when it's necessary. So many of you are going to have to work on getting out of that mindset of the hustle culture. Because multiple streams of income doesn't mean hustle culture. And I think that's something that I was thinking it meant for a while. But it doesn't mean that. It just means, I have a little apothecary where I sell candles. And I also once or twice a week go down to the local metaphysical shop and I do tarot readings. Oh, and then I assist at sound baths, here and there. That's the kind of life that you're going to live. Almost a little bit more nomadic, traveling, doing odd things here and there. And it lets you not only give to others in a way that's beautiful for you, but it allows your soul to express itself more freely. And there's not going to be this like strict rigidity, this monotony around the work that you do. Because a lot of us could not stand these jobs that were monotonous. Every single day you're doing the same exact thing. Pisces is a mutable sign. It needs change. It needs flexibility. It needs to change things up every couple of years or every single day, even for some of you. Being a mutable sign, there's so much transition in what we do. We're not fixed and we're not cardinal. We're mutable. And that's a beautiful thing. But what I was going to say about the little retreat I went on, it was really nice to go on this retreat. It was last May, was out there for 5 days in Mount Shasta, finding other soul family. We all sat in the house and I told my husband, it was like, we were all like the X-Men and we're like, oh, what's your secret power? What do you do? What is it that you bring to the table? And it was good to just be around other people who could relate to you, where you didn't feel odd, or where you could speak in light language and they wouldn't look at you funny, where some people were writing in light language and it was just amazing. We meditated together. We cleansed together in the river. We went and walked into a cave and purged our emotions together. We talked about visions we saw. We went to crystal shops together. And it was just so good to be around other people who know exactly who you are. You may feel like instant soul family when you meet these people through retreats, through different kinds of get-togethers and things that are hosted for the community. So get involved. If you're feeling alone or lonely, get involved in your local community or go on a retreat or do something where you are going to be around other like-minded people. That is going to help you to feel confident about sharing these gifts. So near future for Pisces. I love it. 9 of Pentacles. Creating a basis, a structure, a foundation that is all your own. Being in this like single woman energy. You don't have to be a woman, but like I would say you're a bachelor or bachelorette energy. Really creating from the soul and doing for yourself. A lot of what you're getting ready to step into and the prosperity that you're getting ready to step into, Pisces, as a teacher, is going to be self-made energy. Yes, you are going to meet people along the way. And yes, you may collaborate, take classes, whatever the case is, get certifications, but you're going to be growing this system, this business, this calling that you have, this new life that you desire, all on your own. 9 of Pentacles. Really beautiful energy there. And it's going to be something that grows and grows and grows until you can really sit in that Empress energy. A lot of people like to look at the Nine of Pentacles as like a pre-Empress energy. Recent past for Pisces. All right. You have the Six of Cups in reverse. You have the Chariot, the Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So this is kind of reiterating what we just said. In the upright, you see these circles, right? The social circles and the people that you were around, especially over the last 15 years, a lot of those relationships got knocked out. A lot of the places that you frequented, a lot of the communities that you were a part of, they look a lot different. If you really take a look at it, Pisces, you might be like, wow, I did lose that friend, or I did stop going to that church group, or I did stop going to, hang out with Susie and them down the street, or whatever the case is. There's this energy here with the Six of Cups in reverse that these soulmate connections that you had at that time, they kind of served their purpose. And so now you're moving on. Or you moved on, because this is coming up in your recent past. Some of you are going through this right now, though. But the Chariot is saying you were told to move forward, to just kind of go your own way. Many of you needed to figure out where your life was headed. What was God calling you to do? Why were you not feeling like you could associate with these people anymore? I did share a couple of weeks ago. I had a best friend of almost 10 years. We fell out because she said that I was doing the limelight sins in the Bible when she started to kind of learn more about my lifestyle and the things that I was doing compared to what she was doing and compared to what our friendship was like when we were 10 years younger, right? So our friendship broke up because we were no longer aligned in that way. I moved forward on a solo journey. Was it easy? No, it was hard. But it also taught me that I had to walk into kind of like this independence, which is exactly what this Nine of Pentacles is. And, she was there for me when I graduated vet school a couple years after the friendship breakup. And she said, hey, I watched your ceremony virtually. You don't have to just burn bridges forever and ever. But a lot of the pain, the burden, the stress, the worry of your past life, the reasons why you were maybe too afraid to share your gifts, like the Earth Witch card said, the choices you make have consequences and you are meant to be sharing. So you had to walk away from these burdensome relationships. And in so doing, you stepped into more prosperity, into a life that you could live with more happiness. You found the right people, or you're finding the right people. And you also uncovered. So you surrounded yourself with the right people. You understand who you really are now. And you've uncovered a lot about yourself that you really wouldn't have been able to do in those old social circles, aka the Six of Cups in reverse. And yes, you may have gone through some tears. You may have cried. You may have felt lonely. You may feel lonely right now as you're trying to go in this new direction. But I promise you, if you take up the mantle and you tell your spirit team, I'm ready to share my gifts. I'm ready to be this teacher that I know I'm being called to be. I'm ready to head in this direction where I have this ability to share what I know and to help others on their journey and to cultivate more magic in their life as I'm cultivating magic in my life. You're going to eventually see with the Knight of Cups that love comes in, aligned friendships come in. You may, at times wonder exactly where you're going and you may feel a little bit lost, but God is directing you with the Six of Swords to the Three of Wands. Where to next? An opportunity to create and cultivate a new version of yourself. I think that you are in a place right now, Pisces, where it's time for you to depart from the old ways of being. Many of you are already there. You're already just hanging out in this current energy of the Hanged One, allowing God to kind of wash away the old self. You're getting the downloads. You're working on yourself. You're figuring out which gifts you want to share with the collective, what you want to do with your time, how you want to make money is changing. With Saturn going into our second house of income and Neptune going into our second house of income, it's time for you to think about making income using your Neptunian, Piscean, magical powers. That is what it is leading you towards. What's the advice for Pisces? Advice for Pisces. King of Swords. Get ready to step into a teaching role. You are the King of Swords. It's time to share your knowledge. It's time to share your truth. This is not a card necessarily of you learning, but you are still going to be learning many things, but this is the time to step into your role as a teacher, as the leader. And I know some of you are nervous because you're like, what? But it's time. This is truly what you've been working on for the last several years, whether you feel ready or not. It is time for you to step up and step into this role. You may feel like this is not something that you ever anticipated that you'd be doing, but it's time. And you're going to affect so many people in ways that you couldn't imagine. Your environment, wow, that's a lot of cards. Let's just do it. We have the Six of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Moon, the Strength, the Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. All right. So starting off with the Six of Swords. This is a time, Pisces, where you are heading into uncharted waters. But this person, they seem like they're doing just fine. They are following their North Star. The North Node is in Pisces. The energy I see in this card is someone is literally releasing the past dimensional self and heading into the new dimensional self. The water looks calm. The way looks guided. There's bird messengers above. The sunset is beckoning her forward, letting her know that there's golden prosperity and good things to come. But the sun is setting, so there is going to come this like nighttime energy, right? Where you may go through this doubt, where you may go through fears, where you have to go through the dark night of the soul, where you go through difficult transformations. Because that is also part of going into this type of work, is you do often go through very difficult transformations. But those transformations are to allow you to become the version of yourself that can really embody this teacher role that you were meant to take on. You can call it initiation, you could call it activations, but whatever the case is, it's often going to be difficult. But it helps you to step into this role where you can receive and also give to others, which is the point of our cards that we pulled today, the Wand Making and the Green Witch. You are making actions to teach others what you know, to help them make their own wands. And that energy is playing out here in the Six of Pentacles, where as you receive a gift, you also become the gift. It's going to be a slow and steady process. There may be times when you feel like things are not really working out as you would have hoped. Maybe even financially, there could be, times where there's a little bit more pause. But this is going to be a long-term situation for you, Pisces, of making a living doing this type of work. You're going to really rely on your intuition, opening the third eye. The Moon card is about listening to that inner voice. This is about you understanding that there's multiple phases that you will go through. I see the Maiden to the Crone energy here. So this is going to be something that takes you for a ride for a long time. You've been here before. You have so much magical wisdom. And you're also here to hold hands with both the maiden and the crone and help each other walk through this life together. And to help people of all ages to succeed, to manifest, to live a good life. And this is all by allowing people to see, like, you have this power. You know, you can do this too. This is how I changed my life. You are an example. The Strength card says, you know, there will be all kind of just like the Knight of Pentacles. There will be good days and there will be bad days. But relying on your inner strength, your inner ferocity, that inner lion or lioness energy that pushes you to be successful, that pushes you to be confident, that pushes you to take care of yourself and to advocate for yourself on this journey. The Ace of Wands is also saying this is going to be something that lights you up. This is a wand, right? So definitely some of you are going to be into wand making. Maybe you need to start working with wands or crystals or both. You may go into a metaphysical store and feel called to purchase a wand. I'm also seeing a sword here on this card. And that'll be specific for some of you, or maybe you recently just purchased this wand. You've been thinking about it or eyeing it or something like that is coming through. But there's a lot of power in the tools that you're going to be using and wielding. And they're not just, you know, these pretty artifacts that you put out. This is time for you to actually use the magic of the different metaphysical properties that you have. Many of you have a lot of crystals and wands around the house, but you don't really utilize them to transform your world. This is a time to step into that. Your environment is changing. And your last card is the Seven of Pentacles. So again, there is this opportunity for you to work with the earth, around the earth, get connected to the earth, to take your time to watch your harvest bloom and to be able to have this prosperity for the long run. It's going to take time, but your gifts are going to keep on giving for years and years and years, as long as you put the work in to them and into yourself. Hopes and fears for Pisces. The Seven of Swords. I see someone doubting themselves. Sneaking out in the middle of the night, heading into something they don't quite know, taking their swords with them. You're traveling, you're moving on. You're doubting yourself a bit though. And I just see Spirit saying be strategic. And you need to hide your light from those that do not mean you well. So a lot of protection energy. But make sure you shine your light brightly for the world to see. But don't let people take advantage of you. I don't know if I should say hide your light, but I think you know what I mean. Like, protect your light. That's better. From people who don't mean you well. You don't have to show them all that you've got. You've got it. And I see again a person who may be kind of leaving or moving away from a situation that's uncomfortable. Because judgment's been called. The Judgment card here shows someone, she's new, taking a shower in the moonlight. So as you're being called to travel and to go in this new direction and to live this life that is not very familiar to many of you or to the people around you, you're going to have to come bare before God, before the people, and traverse this new life with the Fool card that leads you to the Ace of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. Doing and living a life that you love. Making money, being successful, being grounded, and having what you need and not taking more than you do. This isn't King of Pentacles, who can kind of be a bit greedy. Along the way, though, expect for people to disagree with you, and that's okay. Let the bullies, let the, the criticizers, the chastisers, let those from the era of old you, just let them be. Or how people say, just let them. They hold no power over you. So again, your hopes and fears are, can you do this? Will you be successful? Is this the way forward? Will I be safe? The answer is yes. Trust that you're being led on this path for a reason. And potential outcome for Pisces. The Page of Pentacles. I heard the song from Aladdin, A Whole New World. Be ready to step into that, Pisces. Start out with one gift, but eventually, like our current situation, you're going to branch out into multiple gifts. You have a lot to share with the world. And you're going to stir a lot of energy up. I'm just looking at these waves crashing. It's like you start off kind of small in page energy. Not really knowing what you're doing, but just giving it a shot, getting online, starting that YouTube, whatever, starting that TikTok, Instagram account, blog, getting your supplies, for that artwork or that art studio, working with that publisher, just getting that new laptop to help you write up that book, focusing on whatever that craft is that you have been thinking about for a really long time. It doesn't necessarily have to be artistic either. I just use that as examples. And then you move into this energy of sharing those gifts, but not just one. There could be more than one. And for many of you, it for sure is more than one. But your potential outcome right now is to just take a hold of this opportunity. It's like Spirit passed you that pentacle. And I see you pushing that pentacle right back up into the heavens and saying, I'm doing this for you. To my divine creator. I will be the light. I will show others the way. I don't know exactly where I'm going or how I'm going to do this, but I have faith that you have brought me this far. You will not abandon me, and things will work themselves out. And eventually, that pentacle turns into the 9 of Pentacles. And now, you're reaping the fruits of your labor. Some of you could be working in a vineyard. I'm seeing these grapes here. There is a transition afoot, Pisces. All you have to do is trust it and allow it, even if it comes with a shock. This Queen of Pentacles energy that you're walking into may really cause your life to become unsettled. But it eventually will lead you to your 10 of Cups, your happy place. You are going to find love, soul family, new beginnings. And any pain, sorrow, drama that you had to go through to get here, it's going to be all just a part of that story that you share as you begin to step into this leadership role. This is an opportunity to not only be who you always were meant to be, but to share that with others and watch them become who they were always meant to be. So you are the gift. All right, Pisces, I love you so much. This was a beautiful message. With the Tower ending up on the bottom of the deck, though, just expect some changes, some big, big changes in your life as a result of this. And it may feel uncomfortable, but understand that God's got you, and your soul family, like myself, have got you too. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you again with another reading tomorrow. Bye, Pisces.